Welcome to my cockpit. I'm your host and narrator, Captain Tobias Steele. Relax with me as I take you on a sensual and exciting voyage across the galaxy. Unleash your science fiction fantasies with these action-packed tales featuring mature and provocative adventures. Viewer discretion is advised. The Darkstar Commandos, The Battle of Antareous Prime, Story 2. The war between Earth and Xeondrax had raged unrelentingly for over 2 centuries. The bitter rivalry had become entrenched, deeply woven into the identities of both civilizations. At the center of this long-standing conflict was the moon Antareous Prime. Strategically nestled within the Tyson cluster, it was a critical site Earth once proudly held. In the year 3704, Antareous Prime was Earth's crown jewel, a mining colony whose abundant ore and precious materials powered the construction of Earth's formidable galactic fleet. It symbolized Earth's industrial might, its gleaming installations reflecting humanity's technological prowess. But Xeondrax, cunning and relentless, executed a daring offensive that overwhelmed Earth's defenses, destroying the installations and seizing control of the moon. The loss crippled Earth's production capabilities. Earth vowed to never experience such humiliation again. 100 years later, Earth perfected its super soldier program, forging elite warriors, the Darkstar Commandos. Genetically and biomechanically enhanced to endure crushing gravity, radiation storms, gravitational fluctuations, and even prolonged exposure to the vacuum of space. Among these enhanced warriors was Eric Reynolds. From a young age, he had been meticulously trained, displaying exceptional talent in military strategy, flight operations, and brutally efficient hand-to-hand combat tactics. Command noticed conflict between Eric and a fellow cadet named Egon Asago. Recognizing that the rivalry could push them both to excel to their fullest potential, Command decided to pair the two together. Fully matured, he was now Commander Eric Reynolds, leader of Altair Squad B8. Eric stood an imposing 7.5 feet tall, his powerful physique embodying disciplined strength and raw masculinity. His muscles were pronounced, with each movement accentuating his sculpted torso, broad shoulders, and strong, dense arms. With rich, light brown skin, he was a vision of physical perfection. Egon was Eric's equal, yet his opposite, a tower of strength and confidence, wrapped in dark, deep brown skin. Standing slightly taller than Eric at 8 feet, Egon's muscular build was a testament to countless hours spent training and engineered genetics. His deep-set eyes radiated intensity, complementing his powerful presence and undeniable allure. Not to be outdone, he commanded his own highly skilled squadron, Volto D-12. From their earliest days together, Eric and Egon shared a Thabian relationship, a bond reminiscent of the legendary warrior pairs from ancient Earth history. They trained brutally, often pushing each other beyond their physical limits in intense sparring sessions characterized by powerful embraces and lingering gazes filled with mutual respect. Each grapple became more intimate than the last, their bodies often pressed close, breaths mingling, eyes locked in silent acknowledgement of feelings neither fully articulated. Their rivalry and camaraderie evolved seamlessly. Their moments were charged with an undeniable tension that blurred the lines between competition and desire. They both particularly looked forward to their private sparring sessions. Because commandos could see in complete darkness, they would blindfold themselves and turn out the lights to test their skills, locking horns like thunderous bulls. Eric's fingertips gripped Egon's battle-hardened muscles, each touch igniting passionate aggressions. their broad chests rising and felling with heavy breaths, sweat cascading along defined abdominal ridges, disappearing tantalizingly beneath the waistband of their compression shorts. Egon's deep, hypnotic voice would echo in Eric's ears. "That's all you got?" Making Eric push harder. Both warriors explored boundaries of dominance and submission. During long squad missions while alone in his starfighter, Eric would often think about his and Egon's first intimate encounter. They were aboard the command vessel Vanguard. Eric was crestfallen as a member of his squad, whom was also one of his dearest friends, was killed during a fierce battle with Tangali raiders. Eric found himself lingering alone in the shuttle bay. The air hummed quietly with residual energy from the pressurized bay doors. Footsteps drew his attention, and he turned to see Egon approaching, his commanding figure imposing yet inviting. Neither spoke, silence enveloping them as their eyes met. Egon closed the distance until mere inches separated them. Eric felt Egon's warmth radiating like a powerful electric current, pulsing between them. Egon's eyes, deep and penetrating, searched Eric's face for permission. Without hesitation, Eric closed the remaining space, their bodies colliding softly but insistently, hands exploring, gripping firmly. Eric allowed his adrenaline stabilizers to relax, and he swelled with excitement. Egon's heart racing as their lips met, charged with years of pent-up desire and longing. The final barrier between the rivals dissolved instantly, leaving only two men, equals in every respect, surrendering fully to passion that had simmered beneath disciplined exteriors for far too long. Eric broke their kiss only long enough to look deeply into Egon's eyes, an unspoken commitment of continued intimacy and strength, resonating powerfully between them. In that moment, amidst the harsh realities of battle, they found sanctuary, their bond eternally reinforced and solidified. The year was 3885. One evening, as Altair and Volto squads were engaged in rigorous water-gravity conditioning drills, their comms activated for all hands to report for mission briefing. A while later, troops were gathered in a massive auditorium as a large hologram displayed Vice Admiral of Earth's Force, Eugene Chandler. Earth had received intel that Xeondrax was nearing completion of new defensive shields that would secure their hold over Antareous Prime. The shields would encapsulate the moon, making any type of offensive attack ineffective. Vice Admiral Chandler presented an ambitious, critical mission to reclaim Antareous Prime from Xeondrax control. The mission was given codename Mop the Floor. For the first phase of Earth's plan, the stealth fleet would enter the system. Once in the sector, they would initiate the attack on the Xeondraxian space defenses. The next phase would see Earth's second main fleet enter the sector for a full-on steamroll attack. Earth would then make a direct assault on the shield constructions before they could be activated. Then commence an aerial bombardment to the Xeondraxian surface mining installations. Finally, Earth troops would be deployed for a finishing ground assault. As the Vice Admiral went over the mission details, Eric and Egon glanced at each other from across the auditorium. They exchanged cocky smirks, filled with excitement at the promise of yet another challenge to pit their skills directly against one another. Operation Mop the Floor saw Earth's fleet emerge silently from hyperspace near Plexus, a gas giant whose orbit swirled with dust and debris. The planet's radiation field provided perfect cover, masking Earth's hyperspace signatures. They would approach in full stealth and hold position at the edge of the Xeondraxian-controlled border. Eric stoically gripped the controls of his Star Lancer. Their stealth formation moved in perfect synchronization. The intel was confirmed as the fleet could see the construction of the shield installation on their range scanners. The offensive was scheduled to begin at 1600 hours, with the second wave entering the system at approximately 5 minutes later. The first fleet would attack while still concealed, knowing Xeon-Draxian would have their own stealth vessels in orbit. The squads moved into their positions while releasing destabilizer drones. The drones slowly drifted, aligned and attached onto the nearest Xeon-Draxian battlecruisers. At the mark of 1600, the silence shattered abruptly as Earth's fleet fired their missiles. As the missiles neared their targets, the drones activated, oscillating frequencies that temporarily disrupted the Xeon-Draxian battlecruiser's shields, allowing Earth's missiles to strike and cause immediate devastation. The darkness of space erupted into brilliant chaos. Eric maneuvered his fighter effortlessly, executing flawless formations with his squadron trailing him faithfully. Each turn, each maneuver was a graceful yet lethal dance, choreographed by experience, training, and instinct. Amidst the fury of combat, he obliterated 2 Xeon-Draxian destroyers, sending incandescent debris cascading outward. His lips curled into a victorious smile. He pushed further, delivering a crippling blow to another massive Xeon-Drax battlecruiser, igniting its reactors into a spectacular eruption of flame and fury. The thrill of combat coursed through Eric, his muscles flexing as he navigated effortlessly through explosions and enemy fire. Xeon-Draxian battleships began to regroup and surge forward, returning fire with ferocious intensity. On cue, Earth's second wave burst from hyperspace. Weapons charged and the battlefield erupted. Lasers, plasma cannons, missiles, and the resulting explosions lit up the darkness. Earth's combined massive fleet pushed forward, buckling the Xeon-Draxian defensive line. Suddenly, towering Xeon-Draxian dreadnoughts in orbit around Antareous Prime dropped their cloaking. They were larger than any Earth vessel on the field. The bow of the largest dreadnought began to swirl with energy as it charged a devastating weapon. When it was unleashed, a thin beam of light crossed the battlefield. Spheres of concentrated energy ignited near Earth's fleet. The blinding pulses disabled tens of Earth vessels instantly, leaving them drifting, defenseless and vulnerable. Xeon-Draxian spacefighters let loose a barrage of fire on Earth's defenseless vessels, setting off cascading explosions. Earth carriers retaliated swiftly, deploying their gravitational weapons. The gravitational pulses caused Xeon-Draxian ships to collide and implode under the immense forces. Soon, Xeon-Draxian reinforcements entered the fray. Despite Earth's ferocious counterattack, Xeon-Drax eventually regained the upper hand. Earth's battered fleet struggled desperately against superior numbers. Eric's heart pounded relentlessly as he glimpsed the severity of their predicament. The largest Xeon-Draxian dreadnought pushed forward. The faint glimmer ignited on its bow as it began to charge its disabling weapon. At this close range, it would cripple most of Earth's fleet, ending the mission and impacting another blow to Earth's pride. Amid the chaos, Eric caught sight of a solitary Earth fighter streaking fearlessly toward the Xeon-Draxian dreadnought. Instinctively, he recognized Egon's bold maneuver, bravery mixed with reckless defiance. A surge of dread, admiration, and desperation flooded him as he watched, powerless as Egon's craft plunged toward the colossal vessel. Eric informed all ships in the area to fall back. Eric switched to Egon's comm channel. "Egon," he whispered urgently, his voice thick with emotion, raw and unfiltered. "You don't have to do this." Egon's voice came through clearly, calm, yet charged with emotion. "We both knew it might end this way, Eric. I'll never regret any moment spent with you." His words sent chills racing through Eric. Memories of their moments, their sparring sessions, heated embraces, trading battle stories in the dark, all returning vividly to Eric. Egon said boldly, "This is for you, for all of us." Egon's fighter slammed into the dreadnought moments before the lethal discharge. The collision triggered a cataclysmic explosion, vaporizing nearby ships instantly. The blast sent shockwaves rippling through the space. The blast caused the reactors within the Xeondraxian planetary defense shields to rupture. A sea of explosions surged throughout orbit. Xeondraxian and Earth vessels were obliterated in the secondary and subsequent blasts. The Xeondraxian planetary defense shields lost orbital stability. The massive installations rained down, creating devastating impacts across the moon's surface, destroying the mining installations and scarring Antareous Prime irrevocably. In space, both fleets lay shattered, drifting lifelessly in the silent void. In the battle's devastating aftermath, the casualty numbers spoke volumes. The destruction was mutual and incomprehensible. Over 180,000 Xeondraxians and 100,000 Earthlings, which included close to 50,000 elite Darkstar Commandos, perished. No pilots from Altair squads or Voltor squads survived. Earth and Xeondrax stood at the brink of ruin, neither side victorious, both deeply and irreversibly wounded. Recognizing the catastrophic loss, the Galactic Alliance, flexing newfound authority, intervened, imposing severe sanctions and demanding an immediate ceasefire. Exhausted and depleted, both factions reluctantly agreed. Though initially fraught with hostility, tensions gradually subsided over half a century. While neither side formally conceded, they eventually permitted supervised trade and cautious interactions, overseen vigilantly by the Galactic Alliance peacekeepers. Although militarily weaker, the Galactic Alliance wielded its collective diplomacy effectively through the financial sectors, eventually persuading both Earth and Xeondrax to enter official peace negotiations. The Celestial Elders could not have foretold how Earth and Xeondrax's first official peace talks would change the galaxy forever. The end of Story 2. Please feel free to leave a comment, like, or subscribe. It helps share this story with other science fiction listeners. To view Story 3, a strange thing happened at the peace talks. Click the thumbnail on the screen or visit the playlists. Thank you for watching.